What's up, everybody? I'm just here chilling. My dogs are going crazy. Don't know if you can hear them, but they're nuts today. Um, I thought we'd just start off with a little bit of New Deal. The deal is dead. It's been a while since I've seen this video. I want to say it's been like oof, 25 years, but it's just a precursor to about how crazy of a week it's been with Joslin, another Antonio part, a Zion part. We probably should pull up the tier list we had going last week too. Let's see. Um, if we pull that up, I think we're gonna be able to change things. I wonder. Let's see here. Let's go back and let's start the video. No one's here yet, so we'll just start it up. Once someone gets here, we'll just start the video. All right. What are you doing? All right. Well, it's been like 2 minutes. Let's just start it up. First, we're gonna go ahead and just fix my dog's head. We'll realign this thing because we know who the uh, finalists are, right? We know Kevin Beckel didn't make it. Antonio TJ Gabriel made it. Zion made it. Um, I think this is the one that I was happiest about. I guess maybe we should watch this part and then see what's going on. Let's start off with a classic, though. Let's keep it classic. So, first video of the day for Saturday is Deal is Dead. New Deal. This is an older video, 1993. I think most people who watch this channel, who come join the streams, have probably seen this video. A lot of great skaters. Alfonso Rawls is in it. He has his own that was a crazy 360. He has his own company now called Everybody Skates. You might have seen he's doing a lot of big board stuff. So he's got like Mike York skating one of his boards. I think he's got Kellen James now on one of his boards. But he does a lot of graphics, like where, well, he used to. A lot of people like Michael Jackson skateboarding, or people, pop stars or historical figures skateboarding. Now, since this was like before my like skateboarding awakening, I guess maybe that's what you would call it, or skateboarding, like I didn't know what was going on, right? 1993, I was 9 years old. So like the whole like nuance of what New Deal was, or what New Deal was becoming, was completely lost on me. I um, didn't understand it at the time. Now, whoa, this is from, that's super funny. Speaking of Michael Jackson, that was from, man, Captain EO in Disneyland. That's kind of crazy. I had a clip from that. That handrail has been around for a long time. Alyssa Steamer skated it in Welcome to Hell. A few other people have skated it over the years. I don't remember who it was, but someone pop shove and nose grinded it too. This is a pretty fun part. Just like your classic, like good early 90s skating. When you nose grind reaver. Ooh, that curb looks fun. I was never able to skate pyramids that well. I don't know what it is about them, but I had a hard time. Dang, huge switch laser flip. I always loved this hip. Big spin late flip, pretty crazy. Switch heel. Yeah, these little pyramids are like, they look like they were really fun to skate. Oh, that's from Flipper. They're putting like clips from movies in this video. That looks like I don't think it is. I was going to say it looks like the rail from Throw of It All that Ellington tries to 50-50 and eats it. This school was everywhere in the 90s. It blew up after this video. Maybe it was already big, but in the mid 90s, that school he was just skating was huge. Everyone skated. I think it was Chafee. That doesn't look safe. But you gotta do what you gotta do for fun, I guess. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, what's up? Just watching New Deal, The Deal is Dead. Warming up to catch some other videos. Joslin and Zion. I was just saying, New Deal, this video came out in 1993, so I was only 9 years old. So I didn't really understand the significance of it, but they're just putting a lot of movie clips in it. Like, this is The Princess Bride. We've already seen Flipper, and we've already seen, I don't remember the other movies. Yeah. So you didn't understand the nuance of New Deal at that time either. I don't even think I even knew New Deal existed at 9. I think the only thing I knew was that like there was a mini ramp down the street, but I didn't know what it meant. Like, just did rock and rolls. Didn't know they were like actual tricks. Oh, that was kind of crazy. A lot of people just loving. Oh, we got an ad. Let's see. Oh, that was sick. Whoa. It was like a front shove, late kicked varial heel. There's another one. Dang, he's doing all sorts of these things. I probably should get ad block. I I probably should. I don't know why I haven't set that up. That nollie big spin heel was sick. I love that bump. I think these early 90s videos are like really appealing to me now as I've gotten older because they look like stuff that I'd want to skate now. You know, like when we get to it, we're going to talk about Joslin and Zion. Like, all of it's kind of like, whoa, that's so crazy. But like, in no way would I ever be able to step to like a what El Toro's like a 20 stair. So it's like when you watch an older video like this, it's kind of like, oh, that gives you ideas for like things you might look around like your neighborhood for. Things that are a little more manageable. Oh, that switchboard side was sick. Oh man, slow mo the double flip. Hey, Mark Johnson's trick. This video has a lot of. Oh, that guy's just taking a dump. It's all good. I thought it was a turkey. Exactly. A lot of these spots I can just see like, oh, I'd skate that. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I'd try on that, you know. Whereas now, like if I picture myself at a spot, like I picture myself just like watching someone else skate it, you know. It's a lot of stairs. There's some calisthenics in it, just like walk up and down a few times. Let's just scrub this a little bit. We have some Embarcadero footage. I wish it would tell you names. We haven't seen any names yet. I know there's a lot of really good guys on this. Yeah, I used to work right there. EMB. There we go. Named Jeff Reeves. Let's keep scrubbing here. Oh, we had a name here. Texas Tokyo. Jose Gomez. This video has a lot of like really crazy, like shove, under flip, kick flip things that I didn't expect to see in this video. I kind of expect like this. Look at that pressure flip. Gee whiz. And there's an egg. Back when they were footballs and everyone was skating them. Oh, Julio De La Cruz. He's sick. He used to be one of my favorites. This is like the same time period that we saw last week. Like these guys that are dressed like Hook, you know, these thrift store like giant grandpa pants, cut, cinched super tight. Before they made baggy pants, you had to like buy them like that. That was how I got my baggy pants when I was like 9. Like I got some baggy pants by like wearing my grandfather's khakis and just like, you know, they were like size 38 and I was like a size like what, 15 or something. So it was like they were huge. Because I saw that, and then you cut the bottom off. I don't think people do that much anymore. They probably just buy them. That was a crazy one. That was like a late backward flip. Whoa, that was cool too. A lot of these like late like pressure flips or like late front foot flips, I don't really know what they would even be called. It was a triple varial flip. That's crazy. Unstressing. So let's just get down to brass tacks here. I think we get the deal with New Deal. Let's kind of fast forward a little bit, see who else we got here. Oh, that was a terrible kickflip. 90s were wild. Ooh, that heel flip out was sick. I'm not too convinced with the deal is dead being as significant as I've heard people say it is. Yeah, there's the Gons gap. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and so far I've got to say it's not my favorite of the videos we've watched. Skip this vert section. I do like some vert sections, but not my favorite. The pups are acting nuts. Let's see if we can see them. There they are. They're just hanging out, having fun. This is one when people used to do those laser flips where they would like flip it with their like front foot late. Oh, I've seen footage from this video. I have seen this video, but I've seen footage fairly recently from that bench he was just skating. I wonder if he does another trick there. There's another one of those late front foot flips he did on the laser, like on the Nollie 360 shove. Guy does a lot of shoves. Here we go. There's another one. Yeah, a lot of these guys do these like really late flips, pushing the board down after it spins. Looks like a fun trick. I imagine it was a lot easier on a bigger board with a shorter wheelbase, because those like shorter wheelbase boards, they spin so fast and so evenly, and then the wider boards you just had more to like flick around. You can see why like later on, like a few years later, they went to like really skinny boards because they were doing more like flip with their foot instead of like underflip or kick downs. Oh, I used to skate that curve before they took it out. That's in San Francisco. The little well, they call it Safeway there, down on Ocean Boulevard or Ocean Beach. Dang, cool little lowrider bike. Hey, I used to always wonder if anyone skated that. That's cool. I used to walk by this all the time. That's crazy. It's always fun to see some SF footage. Dang, out of focus. I wonder, is this Ronnie Bertino? Because He's skating EMB a lot. It kind of looks like Ronnie. Ooh, that was sick. The wall at EMB. That part he was skating right there, there's a ledge that goes off. That's the Gons gap that Gons ollied. A few people tried tricks on it. I think Jamie Thomas like almost 180'd it. This is a lot of SF spots, which makes me think this is Ronnie Bertino. Well, that was kind of crazy. Smith dipped it down when the front wheels hit. He spun the back 180. That curve looks like fun. It's nothing special, but it looks like fun. This part's really long. This must be the last part, unless Alfonso Rawls has the last part. Oh no, this is it. Let's just finish it. Man, that ledge looks really fun. No side crooks, revert, nollie flip. This looks like it'd be fun to find like a local curb and be like, I'm gonna replicate like every trick on a ledge and a curb from this video part. It'd be a fun one to do. Be a lot of like nose slides, crooks, and stuff like that. Skate park footy from this time. Um, it doesn't actually bother me as much as it does later on. In the mid '90s, it bothers me more. Early '90s, I don't know. I kind of like it, if I'm honest. I don't mind the skate park footage. And if I'm really honest, I don't mind skate park footage as long as it's like not like this is just filler. Like these bank tricks, like we could have cut this out. The banks could be cut out. It could have been put in the credits. It could have been put, after the fact. But back then they were just trying to put stuff together. I think things are progressing so quickly at the time too that it was like, where is this guy ever going to film like 540 pop shove it blunt stall 540 big spin out on like a pyramid transition. So it doesn't bother me so much now or like at this time period. A couple of years later, it bothers me a little bit more. I don't like it when skating became like handrails and stuff. I think it's really boring to watch at a skate park. Um, but those highly technical quarter pipe and mini ramp tricks, I actually like those in these older videos. It's cool to see like how skateboarding was like rapidly progressing at that time, and what they would let themselves get away with for the sake of it being like a new trick. I mean, what do you think? Park footy, I mean, it's still around. I think we're gonna watch a part later that has like some park footage in it. Big airs in a park, like not my favorite because I don't know how big these obstacles are. That was a New Deal video. Let's cut that. And let's go take a look at our tier list that we had going because now we have some things to work with. We're eating a bunch of crow because I had put Chris Joslin down here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're on the same page about progression, right? Dr. Mantis, like it's one of those things where in older videos, everything was moving so quick from like 90 to 94 skateboarding changed so fast. Like I don't think we've seen progression like that ever in skateboarding since then. That they had to put those things in there almost to be like, these are happening, like kind of in the background, and like this guy did it first. But now, like a big air at a skate park, I don't know how big the transition is, and someone's done it. I'm sure someone else local did it too. So I have a hard time with it now. All right, we're back on this nonsense. Our tier list. We know Chris Joslin made the finals. We know Zion Wright made the finals. Let's see, where is he on that list? I think I put him somewhere. Put him way down here and not happening. And let's see. I think that was it. That's our top one. Oh, and Tom Shar. Where did we put him? Let's see. Man, the dog's acting nuts. Tom Shar. Okay, so now we know this is the top 6 that they've chosen, right? This is like who Thrasher has said is the top 6. Now, when I look at this, Chris Joslin was down here. He released a new part this week. We all know what happened. We'll watch it, but we all know what was going down. Sick part, completely unrelatable to me. Like I said, I think that's why I like those older New Deal videos. But I think there's a really good chance he's going to be Skate of the Year. Antonio released another part. We'll watch that. I was hoping TJ was going to release another part because he's actually my like main pick is TJ. Or sorry, yeah, it's TJ. I just they have a top 9 now. Are you sure it's not top 6? I thought it was top 6. Let's take a look and see. Let's just go check it out and see. Let me pull that up here. We'll share this nonsense. Skate of the Year contenders. Oh, Kevin Beckel is. You're right. Oh no, this is the contenders. Who's the finalists? Let's see. Oh yeah, you're right. 9. It's 9. Good call. Okay, so let's see. Kevin Beckel is there. That's crazy. Let me move him back in. And who else we got here that I missed? Simon Bannerow. That's surprising. I'm surprised Simon's in the top 9. Not saying he doesn't just totally rip, but and Grayson. I'll try not to say that too disappointed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we got all 9. My vote is definitely for TJ Rogers. I think I don't know, man. I got a soft spot for him. Let's go ahead and go back to the tier list. Cool. So we got our 9 up here. Let's go to, and this is my choice. If I had to put them in, I'd go like this. These 2 for sure. I actually really liked Zion's part. We're gonna watch it, but I really liked it for 2 reasons. One, I was like kind of bummed that it seemed like he had kind of, and I said it in the last video, it felt like he was washed up. Like I was like, I don't know what happened to him. He was so good, so much fun to watch, and then all of a sudden, like nothing came out for years, and so his part was great. Gabriel Summers, he would be my 4th. I mean, I'd have to put it like this. I think this would be my preferred choices in a row. Now, I think there's something to be said about what we think Thrasher's choices in a row would be, because we all know our votes are superficial, right? I mean, everybody here knows that by now. Like, it's over. The votes, like, as far as we've ever been told, you know, it's up to them, really. So if we put it like by Thrasher people, I think Thrasher's choices are going to be as follows. I think Antonio would be 1, Gabriel. I think Tom Shar has a good chance. I think Simon has a good chance. I actually think Kevin Beckel would be about here. TJ, according to Thrasher, I think he would be like somewhere like at the bottom of that list there. think Zion would have just under a Kevin Beckel, and I actually don't, you know, oh, maybe Chris would be like maybe like right here. Grayson, I don't know. It could be that I'm not into it. Oh yeah, I agree. I think Rogers is like the man. I'm really pulling for him. It's about time. He's like, how many years has he been a finalist? He's got at least 3 years, and one of the years he had cancer. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think with Joslin, it might be like a shoe in based on that alone because it's like, and he did El Toro. So I mean, let's just let's just check it out and see how we feel. Let's line up the some of the people that we think are um, that we think that could do it. Let's start with Zion. I think Zion would be cool to start with because he's like a little bit later in the conversation. Like I said, Zion was this guy that I thought, I hate to use the word washed up because like he's so good that washed up might not be like an appropriate word. He's just fun to watch skating, so I was just disappointed we never got to see anything of him. You know, this back tail kickflip was sick. I cannot stand those shoes. I skated those shoes, and I'm almost positive those shoes were the reason my Achilles tendon went out. So I'm not a big fan of those shoes, and I feel bad when I see people wearing them. Um, I skated them, and they killed my foot. I didn't see the heel drag. Did he heel drag on El Toro? Is that what the clip is? Send it to me on Instagram if you got it. It's the same thing, 100 Summers. I'd love to see it. I haven't seen the heel drag. Oh, it's tiny. Yeah. I mean, well, we got to forgive the guy, right? A little bit. It's 20 stair drop. I mean, what's he gonna do? Zion's sick though. Like that shoe that he's wearing there, the Zaba, that is easily in my top, like maybe top two best like performing shoes I've ever skated. The Zaba is so good for skating, and it feels like no one knows about it. It lasts a good while. It's tight, but it's like made out of like a really mellow suede, so it stretches out really nicely. It's like a perfect skate shoe. Um, the other one though, yeah, I was kind of bummed on this to tell you the truth. I really hope Gabriel Summers was there when this happened. But this is the same rail that Gabriel Summers had that little like, mini dock on where he like was trying for like years to kickflip backside 50-50 this, and then Zion showed up and he kickflip backflipped it. Now I wonder, is kickflip backlip easier than a kickflip 50-50 when you're gapping out to a kinked rail? Or I might put the backlip easier. Oh, cool. Yeah, I was hoping so because otherwise it would feel kind of mean. Totally, it's crazy. The worst clothes. It tells you something about like what's happening right now in skateboarding. Thing is, I like the way those shoes look. I just can't. They just killed my foot. I still to this day have like minor issues from it that I have to be careful about. Pedro Delfino, we know he's going to show up in everybody's video at some point. This rail is crazy. And then we all know what Zion almost ate it. But how cool would a gap lip slide have been on that? That's what I think he was thinking about. I really like that backside nose grind. I know some people call it an overcrook. Call it that. Yeah, I don't know what it is with dudes getting free shoes, but then the shoes look terrible. Those are sick. I like those. The wavy is the other shoe. That shoe that he's wearing there is the other one that ruined my foot. Tore a bunch of ligaments in my toe. Now I'll be fair and say, being out of shape adds to injuries, but those two pairs of shoes, never been hurt worse in my life. That was crazy. kickflip in, back 180 out of that gap was cool. This I liked a lot. This like crooked grind indie grab revert over the top, I thought was really cool. And the reason I thought it was so cool is because it seems like he has to do it so fast. And look how he pulls it out. So he's like already like way over the rail, like pulling his weight over. And like a pop out would have been cool, but I'm normally not a big guy on like grabs on rails, but like this one just looked really cool. Yeah, this part was just great on a number of levels. One, I was glad to be wrong because I had said there was no way he'd get it. And two, it's cool to see him skating like really good again. I don't know, maybe he was hurt, but it seemed like he had kind of like a double grabs crazy. It seemed like he had kind of like fallen off a little bit. Camo hat. I should have to drink a sip of coffee every time I see a camo hat. That Captain Crooks was sick. If I was still wearing half cabs, I'd totally buy those gum ones. Those gum half cabs are sick. This tail side looks really big, and it's reminiscent of Mad Muscat to me. But I will say I don't understand why it's his last like clip in his video part. I don't get that. But who am I? I can't tail slide it. Is there any more clips? Oh, it's not his last clip. That's right. We got this like build up to the big like slow-mo section. Dang. As a 41-year-old man, like taking a hit of a cigarette before you do something crazy seems like so counterintuitive. A deep breath of smoke before you like are about to like pop over something seems really. I'd just be coughing the whole time. Back three is sick. He's fun to watch skate. He's like really good. He goes fast. It's cool to see him back. I actually will put him. I know he's a finalist, but if I had to choose after this part, I'd put him in next year. If he puts out like another part like this next year, I think he'd nail it. I think he'd get skater of the year. Just like a big, strong looking dude and skates so well. Cab backflip is always one of my favorites. Adrian Lopez did a lot of those. Front feeble on that rail is pretty crazy. That's that same rail that Figgy skated. I think he crooked grinded it. Jamie Foy. Of course, what did Jamie Foy do? Front crooked it. We knew that. That kit. Ooh, that frontside 5 is crazy. Let's see which one you're looking at. Oh, this like the with the jorts and stuff. Now you got to give me some grace. I love a good pair of jorts. Jorts time and age of jorts, but the red shoes with the matching red hat. I don't know. I'm not feeling it too much either. Yeah, the Red Bull big Red Bull logo kind of hurts it too with the pink laces and stuff. But I mean, when you're young, gotta stand out. Maybe you really likes those pink laces. Shirt looks pretty sick though, and you can't fault him. I mean, I'd wear those clothes if I could frontside 5.0 a gigantically kinked rail. Oh, this was sick. Actually, this trick made me kind of like my jaw dropped a bit. I love that like back 360 out of that 50-50. Crazy. But I also didn't like that he just took off. Um, I don't know. I think of myself, I'd probably speed off to get a pizza. So maybe that's what he's doing. All right, kill that one. Let's see what we got next. Let's take a look at our list here. That back three, I think that puts him up here. I think I think now we're looking at Thrasher's setup here. If I had to choose Thrasher's top four, it would be that, and this would be their final lineup. Actually, I don't know. I think TJ might actually be like up here. This is what I think Thrasher is looking at in terms of who's going to be SOTY or Skater of the Year. All right, Zion, he moved up a couple ranks there, deservedly so, but I think next year for sure is going to be his year. If he puts out something cool like that, it's going to be crazy. Let's do Antonio's part. We're not going to watch the whole thing, the whole video. We kind of suspected he would have another part because his last video part prior to this was called Interlude. So like there's kind of like, oh, most likely since the word interlude means like before, or like break in between, we kind of suspected there was going to be like another part. So Antonio, this time, given that he switched frontside flipped, late one footed the Wallenberg set, I kind of actually anticipated that this part would be more than that, that there'd be more craziness. This was sick. The switch 360 flips here. I don't know if anyone in this chat has been to this spot, but with the skate stoppers on it, that's crazy. Um, the gap itself is pretty big. It's not as narrow as it looks on film. It's actually a bit wider, but to switch 360 flip it is sick. I was pulling for Antonio. I in the beginning because he's such a breath of fresh air. I think um, in skateboarding right now, he really likes those P rods. Switchback tail, man, he's got a mean, gigantic switchback tail. And he skates cool spots, and that's probably because it's a lot of East Coast stuff. Definitely raw, for sure. I mean, I'll never stop talking about that. I don't think he actually films anything. I think he shows up, skates with his buds, and then someone like is lucky enough that they catch a clip of him. I think just like a few things have actually been like set out to be filmed. It just looks like he's there, and so it's like, oh, here comes Antonio. Turn on the camera. You know what I mean? Switch front heel. That was gigantic. In the snow too. Wild. We all know this spot, Brooklyn Banks. I mean, this is another one of those like it's a skate park now, you know. So I don't know, but that Switch 360 flip's huge. A lot of people have skated that in the past. Photosynthesis, what's his name? Anthony Papalardo, Nollie half cabbed it, or Nollie front 180'd it. That fakie flip was sick. This spot, I love seeing this spot because it looks so rad on film with the buildings in the background. Huge crooked grind. TJ also nose blended that, but that was switch. So Caballero flip, that's a cool one. I'm a big fan of that trick. I used to be able to do it, not anymore. I have a hard time getting the spin around. Antonio is sick though. I think if he doesn't get it this year, if he does want it, I think it's his to get. I don't think he's going to have much trouble. You know what I mean? All right, Antonio, we got you. All right, let's go back to the list. I think we can all agree where Antonio is on this list. I really don't think, I really do think it's these two right here with TJ as a third. This, I think, is Thrasher's actual lineup that they're looking at in terms of like the insider knowledge. I have none, but this would be like what I think theirs would be. Um, Man, I wish Chris Athens was in there. He's so good, so much fun to watch skate. All right, let's do a little funny one. And I don't know if it's funny. To me, it's funny. Let's see here. We're gonna do Drew, his Jart part. Now, I'm gonna say honestly, this is not like my favorite kind of skating. This all comes off very robotic. I don't like style, but he's like a kid. He's like what, 15? He's tiny. So he's got room to grow. He's gonna get better. Um, his skating will look better. But I mean, if we're talking like terrible, terrible clothes, I mean, here's the king of it all. Except maybe like Jordan Maxim, who dresses like it's like 2010. Crazy stuff though. Yeah, on Jart. Jart must be huge in the Europe or something that we don't know about because it always seems so strange. A lot of dudes are going over there. He's good. I mean, you can't take it away from him. He's good at skiing. His back leg, I almost feel like he doesn't know what to do with his back leg, or like it's like in a really strange like popping position every time he pops. It like bends super deep on one side, like almost like he's leaning way back when he goes to pop the tricks. You see what I mean? It's like back knee really sticks out. Maybe that could be accentuated because he's got these crazy shorts on, but it is a crazy part. A lot of cool stuff. I just pretty tough. See that? There's the knee. Crazy trick, but crazy knee. This is kind of like, when I was a kid, like I remember I had a friend. Oh man, or he wasn't really a friend. He was kind of just like an acquaintance. We'd skate with every once in a while. He would skate like this. I mean, obviously not on this level, not like on rails and stuff, but like he was always like only wanting to do double flips, double varial flips, like as many shove it's as possible. Like it didn't matter what it looked like. It didn't matter what he was doing it on. It was, and like that was like his thing. He was like really into this, like how many times can I make it spin? And I don't know, man. I don't think this kid rules. I think you do got to hand it to him. He's ripping, um, but he skates like a kid. Like this is a kid for sure. I think in what is he 15? 8 years, he's gonna be doing some crazy stuff if he's still skating. Like absolutely, like beyond what we could even imagine someone could do on like a rail. But a lot of these tricks we've seen, like if you ever watch Street League, and I'll admit I'm not like a huge Street League guy, but like every once in a while, like I'll throw on like the highlights or something from like a competition. A lot of the tricks he's doing in here, he does there. So it's not like anything groundbreaking in terms of things we haven't seen him do, but he'll keep doing his thing, hopefully. Definitely not a knock on how good of a skateboarder he is or going to be. Homeless in a skate park with Jamie? Yeah, maybe. I don't think we want Jamie touching anyone skating anymore. He's got to let people live, figure it out. That was pretty sick. That blunt big flip was cool. Oh, and this one was cool. Back tail, big spin flip. That's what I'm saying though. Like things are a lot of this is derivative of one another. It's a lot of back tail, kick flip, back tail, big flip, blunt kick, big flip, blunt kick flip. Like there's a lot of derivative skating in what he does. And it is escalating, it's stepping it up, stepping up, stepping it up, but like there's not of like frontside tricks or heel flips. There's mostly like a lot of, well, yeah, right as I say that, switchback heel. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just a hater on this guy. That's sick though. Yeah, Marcus for sure. You got to give it to him. He's good. Ultimately, he's fun to watch too. That was sick. Blendstall. I got a blunt slide. What? Would it just be a varial flip? Hollywood. It's pretty rad. But good for him. It seems like he likes skating. So if he likes skating, who are we to say any different? All right. Let's see. We got one last part. We all knew it was coming. Chris Joslin. We all know how this ends. A lot of crying, a lot of dramatics, a lot of Lakai. New Lakai. Whenever someone gets buff for skating, like in skateboarding, it seems like they got to always put it in there. It becomes like part of their mo. Like, oh no, he's buff now. Watch these pull-ups. You know, I'm not a gigantic fan of Chris Joslin. I totally do not relate to his skating at all, but he's pushing the bar further and further, which I do like. So I wouldn't be upset if he got Skater of the Year. This is sick. I like that a lot. That nollie back 360 heel was really cool. That's one of my favorite tricks. Nollie heel nose slide, front side is always in my top. I love the way it looks. Fakie flip was rad. Half cab flip. I mean, everybody watching this video, I mean, everyone was just waiting for the end, right? We all knew it was coming, all hoping it was there, hoping we weren't getting another like Ryan Sheckler situation where like the backside flip is partially leaked or like talked about, but then never shown and then never done. So we all knew what we were waiting for. That nollie backside flip was huge though. Looked really big. I liked that pop shove it, and I liked this nollie heel. Anything at that spot is really cool. I like the double set like that. Switch frontside flip. We know he's got like one of the meaner ones. Dang, that barrel heel was really big. I mean, we kind of had to know he was going to 360 flip El Toro eventually. He did the Davis gap, he 360 flipped that, and that's like what? Yeah. I mean, on gaps, you can't touch him. The dude is like the best. I mean, who else skates big gaps like this? It's not like a one trick pony where he has one good gigantic trick. Here comes the Wallenberg clip. Cue the dramatics. This big flip was sick. I thought that honestly, I don't think it's better than the El Toro clip. I really don't, but I do think it's been overshadowed by it because look at how big that is. I don't think anyone who hasn't been there understands the capacity, like how gigantic this is. So this set is humongous when you see it in person. It doesn't feel like it should be skated. Um, I don't see anyone in the background. I've kind of been wondering if that like Antonio, Chris Joslin, and TJ Rogers were all there like the same day, but I don't see any of those guys in the background. I don't know, or maybe they told them like we're pulling out the ramp, so come this day, and they just like cycled in like throughout the day. But looks like a really nice day in San Francisco. It's a big, big gap or stair set, whatever you want to call it. He cleared it fairly well too. A couple board lengths. He's an animal, and we all knew it was coming here. 360 flip for sure. Jeez. I want to see this heel drag we're all talking about. Can we see it? I don't know, man. I maybe it was a heel touch. We know he didn't do it twice. I don't see a heel drag. Maybe it's like an impact touch thing. Maybe we'll see it in the next angle. I mean, good lord, look at that. So you look at how tall this guy on the left is. He's probably like what? Yeah, it looks clean to me. I uh, I'd have to see the picture of the heel touch, but like you think this guy on the left, this filmer here, over here, I guess he's somewhere. He's over there. Yellow shirt, right? He's probably like 5'6", 5'7". This thing is like 10, 12 feet tall. It's crazy. Is that a Tiba? I can't tell if it's a Tiba. I know a Tiba was there. I know he shot it. Oh yeah, it's a Tiba. So yeah, we know Atiba is pretty tall. We know he's like in the upper fives. When you buff, you gotta take your shirt off. That's the whole thing. It's a prerequisite. When you buff, the shirt's gotta come off. But I mean, I won't lie, this part was sick, like his kids being there. Pretty rad. See him do something crazy like that. But here we go. Got another angle of this. I wouldn't be surprised if Thrasher gave it to him just solely based only on this clip. I mean, he caught it about a quarter of the way down. Oh, there you go. It's a tap. Now watch Rogers. Yeah, let's watch him. Does he take his shirt off too? Is that what you're saying? There's the tap. And that to me, I wouldn't count that like as a, or I wouldn't count that as like a tap because like how big that impact is. That doesn't bother me. Now if it was a drag, that'd be different. Yeah, yeah, I agree. TJ is on it. Everything is like solid. We've watched a lot of TJ over the last few weeks, but we could throw one on here. Yeah, he tapped right there, but I don't know, man. Who cares? So big. The impact is humongous. I can barely jump down 4, let alone 20. Cool to see. Let me pull up the TJ Rogers part. Which one was new? I think we watched one just recently. It was like his newest one. It was Happy Friday with the switch pop shove it. But let's do this one. We never watched this one together. Shift tab. Get past this ad. All right, we got TJ here. He's another finalist from the ground up. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of, or not a huge fan. I should say, I'm not a fan of titles of skate parts like this. It's too dramatic. This part's so sick. Yeah, I like this part a lot. But I just wish it wasn't like dramatic, the title. That's why I liked it. The part after this, actually, the title I like, the Happy Friday. I was like, I like that. You dropped it on a Friday. Sick. That was rad. Frontside nose grind. Shove it frontside nose grind. Big spin. I used to live right by this. We did watch this together. Let's see here. Let's go back to that. So if you're ever in Long Beach, this spot right here is a vegan breakfast place. Um, and this like curb cut is like pretty big. It's almost like a curb cut pyramid. I don't know which line you're talking about. The backside flip switch 180 line. And this trash can is out there all the time. My wife and my dog, we used to always walk by this. I had breakfast there a few times too. It's good. Good vegan breakfast if you're into vegan breakfast. That says a lot for me because I'm not vegan and I liked it. And I've always been kind of having a hard time with vegan food. Ollie back 180 was sick. Man, I don't know, guys. I think Chris is rad. I think he'll probably end up getting it. But once again, I think TJ should be getting it. Sever part was sick, but like, is it enough? You know, when you stack it up against like all the other dudes who are just putting out like crazy footage all the time. You know, I agree with you. Beckel's Sever part was rad. We can even pull it up and watch it because maybe I need a refresher on it. But like, I feel like for Beckel's one great part this year, TJ had like times that by four. This was sick. I loved this. The 180 out was rad. There's things like in some of his video parts that I think he could have left out. You know, like sometimes for him it feels a little bit like filler. Oh, this is what you're talking about. Yeah, this was all right. I figured out what you had. The switchback 180 here is crazy. This is what you're talking about, right? The backside flip. Rad backside flip, by the way. But gee whiz, look at that. I think the problem, you know, might be with like volume, right? Like with Kevin Beckel, you go, he had that one great part, and you go, TJ had like four great parts, but which one like was the greatest? You know, it almost ends up counting against him because he's just got so much going on. This switchback tail was so sick. I wanted a pair of his shoes, but haven't been able to find a pair. Sell out everywhere. Fakey big spin at Wallenberg. I'd have to watch that. Who fakey big spin Wallenberg? Was it TJ? This spot looks really fun. I'm waiting for like a navy version of his shoe, of TJ's shoe. As soon as like a navy with some white accents, I'm in. Like I'm on it. Getting a pair. Like this spot. This spot's sick. Lil Dre, was it Lil Dre the one who kick flipped out, or was it Chris Joslin? Yeah, I agree. I'd love for like one of these gigantic shoe companies not to win. No New Balance, no Nike, no Adidas. It'd be cool to see someone on S win, even though S is like, you know, private equity company now too. Still feels a little bit more culturally relevant, despite everyone's opinion on it. Switch pop shove at nose grind reaver was sick, very Love Park style. Um, this was very reminiscent of Peter Smolik. That shot's sick. All right. We were going to try to check out Kevin Beckel, right? That'd probably be a good idea because I think I might need a refresh. Let's see. He had the last part, right? This is him. Let's go ahead and cue it up to at least the beginning of the part. We might be right. Maybe it's like 10 minutes of footage. Switch backside shove crooks LA style? I don't know, man. Yeah, Guy does a sick one. But Philadelphia, Love Park. A lot of people were doing that. Mouse. I have to watch that. I have the VHS in the other room. Maybe one day I'll set up the CRT and we'll just watch it that way. Live stream the camera straight to the video. I think one of my issues with Creature is this over editing they do. I don't like this color editing, the gray with like the highlighted yellow trucks. Nitpicky, kind of like hurts some of the tricks. But anything on this rail is crazy. So the backlip was sick, gap to backlip. Ooh, that was sick. We're gonna have to watch Guy's part next. It's a big board slide. We got a little Sammy Baca in there. They must be out in Vegas. Now, are we talking from the side or over the top? Pop shove it nose grind. They like to highlight the yellows in this video quite a bit. They pop out the colors on them. This rail was sick. It's a bit crazy. I can see why, from watching this part now, after it's been a few months, why this would be in their like choice of potential skater of the year. But is it better than TJ's part, or is it better than Joslin? I think that's the real question. There's a lot of dropping in. Backside 50-50 through the kink around the bend. That's pretty rad. I think for me, it's like it's one of these flavors of skating that again is just hard for me to understand. Hey, buddy, the puppy came to visit. He wants to see what the talk is about. This is Rufio. What I was saying is like I think it's one of those things where it's like I'm not sure I can't relate to this at all. You know, it's sick, but it's the same thing as like Jocelyn. It's like I'm never in my wildest dreams ever gonna skate anything like what these guys skate. That doesn't take away from how insane it is. But with TJ, I feel like you're almost like on a session with a buddy, and he's always happy. He always seems to be smiling. I think in skateboarding, especially lately, the last few years, it's like almost like it's like looked down upon if you're happy. This back nose or this nose grind was sick. This spot looks fun. Fun as in like it looks fun for him to skate. Switch backside, shove, backside crooks. I'd have to look and see. It just feels like a love trick, you know? And you might be right. You know, I Mouse was one of the first videos I ever watched. So could be that I have it mixed up and it just feels like good ledge skating, you know, because Love had a lot of good ledge skating. Maybe it's the time period instead of the city. Mid 90s. Feels like a very mid 90s trick. This is crazy. We haven't seen a lot of curved rails recently. We had a lot of curved rails. Hoban was skating some big curved things for a while. Oh, this was pretty crazy. I think this might be lost on a lot of people. I know it's lost on me because it looks humongous, but I actually don't know how big it is. But it looks big. I mean, it looks very illegal. Um, I don't think that adds or takes away from it either way. That was sick. Okay, with the 50-50, that was rad. That might be my favorite trick he's done so far. I'm into the intentional 50-50 at the end as long as it goes for a minute. You know, he grinded that pretty far afterwards. I don't know. You guys might have swayed me about Kevin Beckel. He might be moving up a notch or something. Ooh, that Smith grind is crazy. This looks like it's out here in the desert, maybe the high desert. Big lip slide. This part is so long. That was sick. That was a really cool backside 50-50. But I like that he wasn't cross-locked. If I had to put a finger on who did a backside shove to backside crooks at Love, it sounds like a Papalardo trick. Um, but I think you're right. I think it probably came from Guy first. Huge feeble. That rail is gigantic. I mean, you can tell how big it is just based on the rails that are next to it. Dang. I don't think this should have been his last trick. Because this is the last trick, right? This 50-50 hill bomb. That hill is gnarly with the crest on the side of it. Doesn't look like there's any room to move. Maybe that's why it's the last trick, to see him coming right down the middle. The ground's all totally screwed up on the sides. That's pretty sick. That's his last trick, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, that's it. It's a big one. All right, let's take one more look at the tier list that we got going here, and let's put it back into what we think, or I guess at this point, what I think is going to happen. I think Kevin Beckel moves up after that video part. I think he's ahead of Gabriel. I still think, I think it's going to be like this. I think I've been swayed. I think it's going to be like that. Maybe that's what it was. I think this is it. I think this is the order that I would put it in. Simon Banero, the dude is really good. I think next year is his year. Same with Zion. I think both of them. Tom Shar's part was crazy. And I know like a lot of people are saying it's like the big one that like people think he could sneak in there and get it, but I just don't see it. But I think this is the definitive list for me when I think what is Thrasher going to do? It would be this. It's going to be Chris Joslin, TJ Rogers was close behind that, Antonio, Kevin, so on and so forth. But if we had to put this in our definitive who's got it next year, I think Zion's got it next year, along with um, Kevin Beckel. I think these two got it next year. I think Simon definitely has it next year. He's like in there as well. I think for people who this is their shot, it's not going to happen again. They're not going to get close. Yeah. I think for people who aren't going to get close, I think this is, I think these three could be in it again. I think these three, this is their one shot. I don't think these three are going to get another shot at Skater of the Year. But I think these three down here, can you see my mouse when I do that? Okay. I think the three in next year, more likely next year with the parts that they drop. I think Chris Joslin, TJ Rogers, Antonio are the top three across the board. Yeah, I think the biggest upset out of all these would honestly probably be Grayson Fletcher. I think if they gave it to him, it would be like, I think a lot of people would be like, huh? Did he had a crazy part, but Thrasher is going to do what Thrasher does. They choose someone, and it always seems kind of like counterintuitive to what everybody wanted. Um, but that's why they're in charge of it. I think the biggest upset from this set of dudes would be Grayson Fletcher winning it. Chris Joslin, I don't think anyone would be surprised by Chris, TJ, or Antonio. Are you talking about the Zionist like Zion Right, Zion once, Antonio? Because that'd be pretty sick. But yeah, we've been on now for looks like an hour and a half. How long have we been streaming? Hour and 10. I got other stuff to do today. I think this is a list. Thanks for tuning in. Always a pleasure to share my Saturday morning with everyone here. Fun watching New Deal, talking shit about all these guys. In the end, they're all doing things I could never do, so it's rad. Nothing but a big fan of all of it. So thanks for coming on. Next Saturday, skate videos and coffee. We'll do it again. And as always, give your loved ones a hug, pet your dogs, pet your cats, your hamsters, whatever you got. Drink a ton of water and have a good day. Go skate if you can. I'm going out tomorrow. It's going to be brutal. Later, everyone.